Hello, Nigerians. Welcome if you're just joining me. I know most people are, today is Sunday. A lot of people would be very busy trying to do other things, preparing for tomorrow. I'm waiting to actually see if anyone is going to be joining me online before I continue for today. Today we are discussing something important. Please join if you are seeing my this episode we want to talk about. I don't know how significant it is, but I think that it's something that we need to talk about to a certain degree. It is important because this contributes into the aspect of Africans, into the aspect of the Blacks as people. uh, yeah, hello, welcome everyone. Today we are having a discussion of what's going on in Nigeria specifically. And I know I have a lot of audience. Oh, Miss D, welcome. Welcome. Hope you had a great Sunday. As I speak to you currently, I'm actually uploading that video that I talked to you about. Yeah. Oshie, wait, that means you're Yoruba. Yeah. I'm actually uploading that video while I'm on live. And I think in the next 10 minutes, it will be on live. It won't be on live, sorry. I would have uploaded it and then I will still continue with my live video. So you're going to be getting it. And I did that because of you. Okay, you are, I am only American. That's great. Yeah. I don't want to surface that particular aspect of our discussion regarding, the experience. I would have loved to have a discussion regarding that particular subject that you touched on, but I don't know if now will be a great time for it because I already have this episode to talk about the subject that I posted on the platform currently on live, which is Verydarkman. Now, for those of us who are not aware of Verydarkman, the individual is about 28, 29 years old guy. And I would just want to narrate him. So those who don't have idea of who he is, okay. Maybe I would have loved to do it this way. I would have loved to. Were you the one who chatted me and you said you don't feel too free coming on live? I don't know. I speak to a lot of people, so sometimes I might not remember the actual person. Are you comfortable coming live? I'm doing great, HH. I'm doing great. Happy weekend to everyone. So Miss D, okay, not really. So maybe we are actually going to create time and then I'll be able to elaborate. We will discuss one way or the other, so I can bring the topic or work on some things and make it part of our show. So today I just want to address a particular subject, and that subject is a guy that is probably, maybe you're seeing, call him Verydarkman. And this individual is about 28 years of age. Where am I from? I'm from Nigeria. and I'm from Ogun State, precisely. I'm an Ondo guy by birth. My dad is from Ondo State. I lived in Lagos, but I have moved to Ogun State, basically because of one reason or the other, looking at the situations. But I'm not pro-Africa. I'm sorry, I'm not pro-Nigeria, I'm pro-African. Sometimes people always want to label ourselves like, oh, we are Nigerians, we are Ghanaians. Nationality, it matters, because when you want to be identified, people want to actually know where you come from. And so for the sake of nationality, I would say I'm a Nigerian, but mentally, I'm pro-African. And the reason why I say that is when you begin to understand few things about life, oh, I think everyone is beautiful. I think every culture, every nation, everyone has beautiful women there. I don't know about that. I don't know if they're experienced in bed. I think every woman is beautiful, no matter the culture, no matter the nation. It depends on how you decide to work with them. It depends on how you value them. And that beauty is going to shine, and beauty comes from within. But when you oppress women, no matter the nation, it's going to show around them. So I don't think that, I think every woman is beautiful. That's my own mentality. You're right. You're right. You're right. I understand what you're saying. But I want to focus on the subject right now. And I may not say anything regarding whatever anyone is posting. I just want to speak on the subject that actually matters to me. And I think it matters to certain audience, so we can just learn one or two things. Now, I was talking about the story of Verydarkman, the issue of Verydarkman. This is a very young guy from Edo State, precisely in Nigeria. And this guy is someone who has the ability to come up and speak up his mind. And when he speaks up his mind, he talks about things that matters in the country. He is an activist. And to be an activist in Nigeria, you don't necessarily need to be educated. Activism is like you standing up and fighting for your people. You might not necessarily speak about it in the English language, like you're being literate about it or you're being educated. It's about you expressing and defending your people, and you're doing it for public service. No one is necessarily being paid for being an activist. You can be appreciated for being an activist, but you might not be paid for being an activist. It is a voluntary act. This individual guy has been doing it for Nigeria, for his people. And when he starts going against powerful people, will I consider them to be powerful? Because for me, I think those who are considered to be powerful, I don't think any individual on earth is a powerful person. I think that if the people who support you goes back from you, you're not as powerful as you think. Maybe they cherish you because of your money. They want something from you. They might idolize you and bow to you just to get something from you. And you might consider that to be power until you do something that they begin to consider it to be offensive and they turn against you. And then you see how powerful you are when they come for you. So the unity of humans actually make us powerful. And that's why there's all these illustration or parables that they would say. It is easy to break a broom, but it is difficult to break a bunch of brooms. So when there's unity, I think there's power. I do not think an individual is powerful. In fact, I might sound a little bit offensive here with what I'm about to say. Despite the spirit, the consciousness, the awareness, the miracle that Jesus could perform, and many other people who have already walked upon the earth, yet they are people, when people come together against them, you observe that it is easy to break that individual. Someone like Samson in the Bible, despite how powerful he was, people can come together and they unite against him. They were able to break him. So it is when you have the knowledge to get the how I see power. Now, to the aspect of Verydarkman, it goes against certain people that we always see them to be powerful because of the support they get from certain authorities within the country. And this guy has been defending a lot of poor people. But at the end of the day, what happens is that those people arrested him for one reason or the other. A lot of people went against him. He has been arrested. Not quite long, this guy was being released. And today, he was being rearrested. Now, he spoke about certain individuals. And I would like you, if you want to subscribe, you can go subscribe to his channel, Verydarkman. Once you type Verydarkman, you're going to see his video. And it's something that I think most Africans, we don't have as, well, I say, there's something about us that I think is kind of wrong when it comes to Africa. I think that when we see certain people who stand up for us or certain people who we actually admire, we always expect those individuals to be perfect. And our expectation has always been the reason why we are where we are, expecting certain people to be perfect, expecting certain people never to make mistake. And I don't know anyone in history, apart from Jesus in the Bible, no one has come out to be a perfect individual. Yes, this particular guy that we are talking about, he most times might, you know, have personal issues with people when he go against them online and he talk about what he perceive, not accusing them of what they did not do, but sometimes saying something that looks similar. And in life today, I tell people that civilization and education takes certain character or habitual part of human being and tend to be aggressive. You can say testosterone, you can say historically this is what we have been. And to stop aggression, we have to become educated. And when you become educated, they tell you that fighting is violence. And when they tell you fighting is violence, people want to speak. And these days we start feminizing men and we say men talk. Men are always interested in talking and they are acting like women. But right now, when you speak, you are going to be held responsible. And people go to jail for fighting in the past. At some point, people go to jail just because they kill. Right now, people go to jail just because they express their thoughts. And I do not support the aspect of anyone saying something that is negative about another man. But we need to be aware that there should be a part of liberation to be able to express yourself. And this goes back to one of the things that Miss D, I think you spotted on when you talk about the blacks not feeling welcome in the United States, and that's America, right? And it's simply because you don't have the freedom to express yourself. When a black woman, for example, or a black man says what they think, they are easily looked upon as, I don't want to say it's on life. I don't want to say it's on life. They tell them that you are this, you are not educated. They tell you you act like a talk. They just stigmatize you and they label you. And no matter how you inform yourself, no matter how you are educated, no matter how you try to express yourself in the best way, but because you have certain innate nature to express yourself in a certain way, they automatically tell you that you are being illogical in the way you express yourself. There's something that I understand about some of my friends who have gone to Dubai and the rest of it, where they work. When these individuals begin to play among themselves, they are Nigerians over there. When they are playing among themselves, they will tell you that the next thing you see is police come around and start asking, are you guys fighting? And they are just rejoicing. They are just playing. That is who they are. If we look at it, if I bring it back to the aspect of us looking at animals, for example, you take a German Shepherd and a Rottweiler to play. They play in a different way. And if you take this little dog, I think they call them Chocho or Lhasa, and those dogs want to play, they play differently. So the expression of every ethnicity is different. But because we look up to the white people, we are expected to act in a certain kind of way. And that is why Africans, we have dehumanized ourselves and expecting that everything we do as people must fit in. We have to act like them. We have to study like them. We have to express ourselves like them. And that has been one of the issues we are having as people. And we may like to tell ourselves that we are different, or we may try to tell ourselves that we are trying our best to be like them. But you can't be like them because our nature and our DNA is totally different from theirs. We are forced to be like them. That's true. Most of the time, we see them as the Messiah. And part of the video that I just uploaded right now, I don't know, maybe it's the one I uploaded right now or the one I uploaded in the morning. It's like, despite how unique Michael Jackson was, the only time it was being accepted was simply when he changed his skin. This is only when they brought him in. And at the point whereby he made a little mistake, they had to take him out again. He wasn't part of them. So the reality is that as Africans, there are certain ways we do our things. And I think that the institution we have built for ourselves is actually indoctrination. And that institution is making every single male act in a certain kind of way that is against their own nature, making every female act against certain things that is against their own nature. And if you come to Nigeria currently, and you're probably, and you go to prison, I made a video and I talked about most women are attracted to men in prison. And the simple reasons is because when women look at men today, they don't really gravitate towards most of the men who do their things the way the law of the land expects them to do their things. Most women are like, maybe the real men are in prison. Maybe real men are the ones who have the courage to break the law. And I'm not saying that is the right way to look at it, but every single man in the city have to act in a certain kind of way. And because they are so quiet, most of them can't express themselves. Most of them can't say anything. The law is just so much that women begin to think that maybe the men in the prison are the ones who have confidence. And in our reality today, most of our men in Lagos, specifically in Nigeria, most of them are in prison. And the reason why a lot of them are in prison are just for stupid reasons. Someone coughed and he did not cough the right way. Someone wear the shoe and he marched arrested because someone just accused you of something. You don't need an evidence to go to prison. So everyone operates in fear and people cannot express themselves. And I think the same thing is applicable to what happened in the Western country. And that is the reason why when people give me offer, which I have a lot of offers, to move to the Western country, I'm like, whoa. I think once I get to the airport, it might not take more than 4 or 5 hours. I probably will be in jail. Because I may say something and they say, oh, you're not supposed to say this. In fact, YouTube, most of all this social media and the rest of it, where we can express ourselves, they just caution you from saying this and saying this and saying this. At the end of the day, it pushes us to speak in a certain kind of way. And that means we have to deny who we are so we can be part of this system that works. And this guy that I was talking about, Verydarkman, was one of the people who express himself and who fight for people. Now, the problem with our system is that as Africans, when a man who fights for the poor begins to fight for them, we begin to praise the person. And the moment the person is being apprehended, and put in jail, you see how people turn their back against the person. Let me read what you said. You said most Africans do good here because the disrespect is different and they tolerate it more. I'm unable to let me dissect it. Most Africans do good here because the disrespect is different. I don't understand the word disrespect is different. I tolerate it. Okay. They tolerate it more. I wish I can comprehend it. I wish I can understand it clearly. Are they doing good because they are being disrespected? If you can help me understand what you just wrote. The disrespect is different and they tolerate it more. Okay, they can tolerate it more. Yeah. Maybe the system is set to make people tolerate a lot of things. Maybe that's what the system is about. But for me, when we look at us here, for example, I love using one of those icons as Baba Fela, the leader of Afrobeat. And when this individual come and express himself years after years, singing song against political oppressor, tyrants, everything this man was doing initially, the world jump and they dance to his music. The world loves his music. In fact, they will tell you that, oh, you're saying the truth. We applaud you, you're saying the truth. But that same individual, the moment he's been arrested, the same people who were clapping for him just turn their back like they have no idea that anything went wrong with him. And that's very discouraging because that is one of the reasons why our country, Nigeria, some people say it is good to be proud of where you come from. I always say I'm always proud of being an African. I don't know if I should be proud being a Nigerian. I love Nigeria. There's no doubt about it. And the reason why I say I don't like talking about Nigeria is simply because it's not our name. It's a name that is being given to us. And maybe when you give someone a name, in which the name is given by the British, when you give someone a name, that person probably operates within that particular system of mind. And when you look at our society as Nigerians, or as Nigerians specifically, you observe that the same colonialism that they've set in the country before they gave us our liberation, which I call it false freedom, still operates even while they are not living with us anymore. So this individual today, he has been fighting, whenever people are owing others money, this guy will collect it from you by saying the truth online. He expresses himself. He tells you that you've done this, you've extorted someone, and if that guy does it, what happens is a lot of people rejoice and they clap for him. Today, we got a message that this guy has been arrested. I don't most times like talking about him because he has his own field. And I think Nigerians, we forget the fact that while this guy is trying to do his best, he's yet a young person. And a Yoruba, in a tribe they call Yoruba, which I'm a Yoruba guy, they say that ọmọdé ò ní hùwà láì ṣe ọmọdé. That means that when you are young, no matter the wisdom you have, you are still going to show the act of a child. And then when we look at the aspect of him trying to do good, most of the things that an average man does not have the courage to do for his people, despite the fact that this guy is not so wealthy, he make a decision to speak up for his people. But when he makes a little mistake, a lot of people say, oh, he's making noise. Oh, why is he fighting this kind of people? Or why is he doing this? Why is he saying this? Why is he saying that? They are expecting him to act in the way they want. And one problem is the moment he went to jail or he was being arrested today, oh God, I saw a lot of comments today and I was disappointed in a lot of Nigerians. They've done it before. I assume it's just, maybe it's just something that happens. But right now, the way they rejoice on his falling, it's very discouraging. And you begin to ask yourself, if you decide to speak the truth, what's your fate for the people you decide to fight for? Jesus did it. They nailed him on the cross. Fela did it. And the same people who he was telling you that these particular people are extorting you, and he talks about it and he has been to prison for it, they turn against him. In fact, in my own case, this same estate that I got my property, I was fighting for a lot of people in the estate for electricity, for one. Yes, Gaddafi did it. And I was fighting for people within the estate that were being extorted. They labeled me as one of the terrorists in the estate. Right now, when they saw the truth of what I'm saying, and they realized the extortion, and they realized I was saying the truth, now everyone begins to say, oh, I'm doing well, oh, I am good, oh, I have been saying the truth and the rest of it. And I know it without a shadow of a doubt that perhaps something goes wrong tomorrow. I've ended that chapter and I'm moving forward and I'm still trying to help them in different ways. Most of the people in diaspora who came to invest in Nigeria, I'm trying to help them protect their property. I'm trying to help them not to get extorted. I'm exposing most real estate organizations that are fraudulent. And despite that, when it comes to a certain aspect, these people can just turn 360 and they turn back against you. And you begin to ask yourself, what does it take to be a good person? And I think maybe that will give us the answer for Verydarkman. I think for you to be a good person, you need to understand that you are not going to be loved every time for the good deeds that you do. That should be your fate. And that is the lesson I've learned. You just have to make a decision to do it because you know that long run, that is the best you can do as a human. Not because you're going to be appreciated. Not because the world is going to love you. Not because they are going to rescue you when you are down. Because if you are expecting the same thing they are expecting from you, they get disappointed, so they turn against you. You would also be disappointed thinking that you're saving people and they are going to appreciate you. The reality is that sometimes we get broken in our spirit. And one of the things I've learned to do is that a broken spirit and a spirit of strength, the difference is just you being conscious and being aware that you can become the better. You're right on that. No one would agree with anyone 100%. Miss D, you're right on that. No one would agree with anyone 100%. And I think that's what makes us human. And you need to understand that fighting for human is a very complicated thing, because we are not robots. We think differently. Our emotions goes differently. Our expectations are different. We desire different things. And our expectations of even those who fight for us are always going to be different. And I think I'll be summarizing it with this. It is important to be a good person, regardless of the outcome of how people decide to treat you. And Miss D, for you, I've actually uploaded the video. I think you should be online right now. That video about how I think. It should be online right now. And anyone can also go through it. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel. Support Verydarkman in his own channel. I don't know this individual. I haven't spoken to him, but I watch him and I know what he's trying to do. Support him. Have a great day. Adios, amigos. Have a blessed day, everyone.